Hello student, glad to have you on board. I'm here to teach you this course and lecture you on this course AMP 308, carbohydrate, lipids, protein and nucleic acids. Based on the nature of this course, I know there are a certain level of complexities, but that notwithstanding, if you pay attention, you actually get what you are supposed to know from this course. And in our first topic, in line with other topics, is carbohydrates. And I strongly believe you are going to enjoy the lecture because I will break down the topic to the barest minimum for your own understanding. Thank you as we move along the course of this course. Thank you as you listen attentively. Well, this is the course I intend to discuss, which is agricultural biochemistry, and the first topic is carbohydrate. My name is Professor A.N. Jidda, and there you see is my email. Introduction. Carbohydrates play an important role in the supply of energy, structural rigidity, and formation of RNA and DNA in living organisms, plants, and animals. Carbohydrates come in different forms, that is, classes, and the ability of carbohydrate to carry out the above-mentioned functions depends on the type, that is, the class of carbohydrate. At the end of this lecture, you should be able to, 1, explain the different classes of carbohydrates and their properties. 2, describe the structures of carbohydrates. Know that carbohydrates consisting of 10 or more monosaccharides are referred to as polysaccharides, and also understand that starch is a storage carbohydrate found in plants. And definition of carbohydrates. Generally speaking, carbohydrates are a group of organic compounds that include sugars and related compounds. However, chemically, carbohydrates are polyhydroxy, aldehydes, and ketones, or substances yield them, that is, aldehydes and ketones, upon hydrolysis. Carbohydrates are classified in 3 broad groups, namely monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. Monosaccharides. The monosaccharides are also referred to as simple or monomeric sugars. The monosaccharide is the fundamental unit from which all carbohydrates are formed. Monosaccharides are therefore the simplest carbohydrates. The monosaccharide can be represented by the empirical formula CH2O close bracket N, which represents any whole number, and that whole number may be greater than the value 3. Examples of monosaccharides, as you can see on the screen. And disaccharides, 2 molecules of simple sugars, monomers, are linked together by an acetal to form a disaccharide. The 2 simple sugars may either be similar or different. The following features therefore distinguish one disaccharide from another. 1. The 2 specific sugars involved and their stereo configuration. Remember the stereoisomerism discussed in lecture 1. The carbons involved in the linkage. Most common linkages are 1:2, 1:4, and 1:6. The order, that is the arrangement of these 2 monomers, and the anomeric configuration of the hydroxyl group on carbon 1 of each glucose unit. Disaccharides, continuation. The disaccharide with a bond between the first carbon atom of alpha glucose and 4 carbon of another alpha glucose is called maltose. The bond is called alpha hyphen 1 for glycosidic link. If, however, the left-hand sugar has been in the beta form before linking, then the compound will be beta linked disaccharide. The compound of this sort, which is comparable to maltose, is called cellobiose. Common disaccharides, as you can see the chemical structure presented. Composition of some disaccharide sugars as presented in the table shown below. Polysaccharide. The carbohydrates consisting of 10 or more monosaccharides are referred to as polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are also called glycans, and they consist of two types, namely homoglycans and heteroglycans. Homoglycans are polysaccharides that consist of a single kind of monosaccharide, while heteroglycans consist of more than one kind of monosaccharide. It may be considered as condensation of polymers. Polysaccharides consisting mainly of glucose are called glucans, while those consisting of fructose, mannose, and xylose alone are referred to as fructans, mannans, and xylans, respectively. Other polysaccharides will be discussed in the future. Conclusion: carbohydrates make up most of the organic structures of some plants and some animals and are produced by the process of synthesis. Post-test, I will want you to answer these questions as a means of testing your capability. What are monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides? B. Using necessary chemical structures, give two examples of the classes of carbohydrates listed in one above. 2. Write short notes on the following: glycans, starch, and cellulose. Further reading, I have A.N. Jidda 2020 as textbook written by this author, Agricultural Biochemistry Made Easy, first edition, published by ABU Press. Thank you for listening.